everybody, it's Murphy Gray Hunter, and it is Wednesday, July 10th. I'm just laughing because my husband was just up here telling me he was heading out to the store. He goes, well, I'm getting ready to go. He's going to Walmart and to Home Depot. You know, he walked around the house and saw like all of the, like where we needed to get light bulbs for certain parts of the house. And every certain light fixtures have certain light bulbs. Like in our guest bedroom, we have those little tear drop looking ones. Anyway, so he made a list of all the stuff he needs to get from Home Depot and, you know, Rid-X, so we put once a month, our air conditioner filters, you know, all that stuff. And so he said he was gonna go to the store. So I made dinner early, and after we ate and I washed dishes and I came up here, and I've been up here for a while. He's been downstairs doing I don't know what, but he came up here to tell me he was leaving, and he always gives me a kiss before he goes. So he came behind me and I looked up to give him a kiss, and he looks at me, he's like, what's that mud on your mouth? I said, it's not mud. I said, it's my new lipstick. And he's like, looks like mud. But it does look like mud, right? In this video, I mean, like at the light. But without the light, it doesn't look like mud. It's like a really nice brown color. So anyway, yeah, but now looking at the light, it does look like I went outside and just like, put some mud on. But if we go to the other room, it doesn't look like this at all. It looks much better. But anyway, who cares, right? Who cares? All right, so I wanted to do this video. I'm going to do two videos. So this one, I'm not sure, like I said, in what order you're going to see them in. But this video I've been wanting to make for some time. This is like a homeschool tip, but it doesn't have to be just for homeschool. But it's something that these are things that I leave in the classroom and I use when I'm teaching Jade. So depending on what area, what state you live in, they will change according to your area. So these are what I'm talking about are these guides, these guide reference books, little booklets. If you can go to www.quickreferencepublishing.com. Right here. See the website? You can go right there and you can look on the website to see all the other ones they have. So for us, these are for Central Texas. This is where I live. So you can find some for all different areas. And from us, a lot of them are Central Texas, but there are some that I have are for other areas. And so I'll show you all that in a second. But what I like about these is that if you live in a place where you have, like for this one, a lot of birds, you can look through this guide and you can see what birds you have, you know, that are outside. Because birds are always leaving feathers. So if you are one to collect feathers, you'll definitely know what kind of feather it is from the bird. These are all laminated, so they are waterproof. So it's just a little book like this, and it just opens up front and back. There are a lot of birds on here, so let's look. These are all the birds that are local here in Central Texas. So you can go through here and you can see all the birds that come and visit your home. So like we have an owl in our backyard. We have a white owl, and I think our white owl is a barn owl because we live out here in the country and the ranch behind us has this big barn. And I think that the owl that comes to our house and lives in one of our trees, it's a white owl with pink in the bottom, and I think it's a barn owl. But anyway, so then it tells you what it is here. And they're like this, like I said, we have roadrunners also. We have a lot of these roadrunners. The very first time I moved out here and we were driving, and Jade and I were kind of driving around just to kind of see like where different roads would take us and stuff. And we went on this one road, and there was just nothing but land, but we're driving through and we're looking at all the cows and stuff. And I see this little creature run across the road, just one lane road, just super fast. I'm like, oh my God, what is that? And as I kept driving, I kept seeing more and more and more. And then I recorded one. And then of course someone said, that girl, that's a roadrunner. You know, me growing up watching Roadrunner and Coyote, I'm like, that Roadrunner ain't purple, and it's not like 4 feet tall. Completely different, right? I know. I'm like such a ding dong. But anyway, this is really nice to have to use as a quick reference. You know, if you like to see what's in your area. So this, I have one for birds. And then like this one I bought, and this one is not for our area. This is not central Texas. And so, because we don't have whales here, right? It'd be cool if we did, but we don't. So this has all whales and dolphins front and back. So this is pretty cool. So if you live in an area where you have wild whales that you can go out there and see, you can use this as a reference. I mean, how amazing would it be to live in a place where you could just go sit out on the rocks and watch whales out in the wild and dolphins, you know? How beautiful. But anyway, so yeah, you can use this as a reference. But like I said, I use this to help teach Jade about different animals. This one she hates the most. But this one is probably one of the most important ones for us to have. Spiders. Oh, Jade's like, I don't want to see this. I don't like looking at this one either. But this one is probably one of the top ones that we have to have. We have so many spiders out here, spiders and scorpions and snakes, that this is so important to have. So we can see like all the different types of spiders. I know y'all are probably like, oh my God, all the different types of spiders. Scorpions. So here it has like the type of scorpions that are, and this is for our area. So again, depending on where you live, they will change. And like ticks, you know, we have, I don't know about other places, but we do have a lot of deer ticks out here because we have a lot of deers. And of course, scorpions, we have more of the rock scorpions, like the brown scorpions, like these little bastards. Like, oh, what purpose do you serve in life? I just need to know this. And spiders, ugh, gives me EBs. Looking at these. But when my grandson got bit by a spider out here, I did not know what kind of spider it was. And of course, you know, he had to go to the emergency because it was big and it started to swell and it was bleeding. And but he got bit by one of these yellow and black garden spiders. It was like the size of my hand. It's huge. I have a picture of it. I put it on Facebook. If I remember, I will put it on at the end of this video, if I remember, because you guys know I'll forget like in a hot second. But they're harmless. I mean, harmless, but, you know, they will bite you. And we do have a lot of those yellow and black spiders. Ugh. Why? And then we have brown recluse out here also. And we have the black jumping spiders. I'm like, please don't be jumping over here. I swear, please don't jump on me. Because, I mean, I've seen them jump and they're just gone. I'm like, dang, no. So, yeah, and we do have brown recluse out here. Brown recluse are horrible, horrible, horrible. So, when I tell y'all that we got Jurassic Park insects outside, I'm not playing. We got some Jurassic Park bugs out there. Okay, and the next one I have is on butterflies. This is, I love this one. I love butterflies. Look how beautiful. And they're all actual photographs of all these are all actual photographs. It's except for the bird one. Oh no, the birds. Yeah, there's some of them here that are like really are drawings, but they look, you know, realistic. But these are all photos, and that way you can look to see what type of butterflies you have. So that way, if you want to attract more butterflies the following year, you know what to plant. So you can look. We have a lot of large or orange sulfur ones, and we have a lot of monarchs. And so if you want to continue to have them to attract them, you can look up to see what's the best type of plants to attract these particular types of butterflies. And it's just nice. It's nice information to know. So when, you're outside and you're looking at butterflies, oh, you're a whatever. You know what I mean? Like, more power to you. And then this one is on trees, again, in our area. I absolutely love, love, love trees. And so I like to know what type of trees we have. Well, we have 54 oak trees. Lots of oak trees. And then also here, like the different types of leaf shapes and their forms. So it has lots of cool information. These were like about $7.95 a piece. Every time I go to the grocery store, I look to see if they have any new ones, and I pick one up every single time. If it's something that, I'm going to use, like they had one on rhinos, I think. I'm like, I don't think I need that. But I mean, they're good for when you are teaching, when you're trying to teach your children, or you just want to have that knowledge for yourself. This is another great one on wildflowers. So this one I use a lot. This one and the app Garden Answers. With that app Garden Answers, you can take a picture of the flower. Either you can take it right then and there, or take the flower, and then once you go home, you can you can go onto the app and then you can use it from your library. But you want to take a good picture of the head of the flower, a good clear picture of the bud, of the actual flower head. And then that way it scans through, and then it tells you exactly what type of flower it is, where it's grown. Like, it gives you a bunch of information. And that's a free app. It's called Garden Answers. There's lots of different ones, but that's the one that I use. Front and back. And I like this because I like to harvest flowers and use them in my craft. And so this way I can look and see what grows native in my area. And then you can go and look at them. And then it tells you when they're growing, like when to look for them, like what season. And so the next one is sharks. This is from the Maine to Texas. Like, I mean, who's going to get that close to be like, oh, let me see what kind of shark you are. Let me see, Mr. Shark, before you eat me. Let me see what type of stripes you have. But I mean, like, oh, there's so many different, no, I know there's a lot of different types of sharks. But for me, I'm like, you a shark, you dangerous, you got big teeth, I'm out of your way. So yeah, I don't put myself in anywhere near the area where it's going to be sharks eating. The last time I went was with my sister when we went to Corpus. She taught me into going to Corpus with her for, I think 3 days. We went, me and her and Jade, and we went to the beach, and I was delirious. It was so hot. I don't like the beach. I don't like going to the beach at all. I don't like the sand. The beach is hot. The sand is hot. It's gritty. It just gets everywhere. Like, like you can't eat at the beach. Gross. You can't like try to put on sunscreen because you're just really rubbing sand all over you. Like, you're exfoliating yourself at the same time. Great. It's just, I mean, it's beautiful, but like you do this and you just feel like, ew, all the sand and stuff. But the water is good because it's seawater, and it's great to go and cleanse yourself. Like, go and dunk yourself and cleanse yourself. Let me get rid of the demons. Let's exorcise the demons, right? Okay, great. In and out. Okay, but I was hallucinating. I was so hot. I was literally seeing spots. And I was baking like a piece of bacon outside. I was looking at my sunscreen, 80 minutes. It said, after 80 minutes, apply fresh coat. There I was, timing myself, lathering it on me like I was frosting a cake. My daughter and my sister were in the water playing, and I was out there trying to like avoid the sun. I was covered up as much as possible. I was like, and I was the one who got burned. Nobody got burned but me. Like, I'm like, how is this possible? And so, but I did. I went and sat at the edge of the water, and that water hit me. I swear. When you're done cooking like bacon and the water hits the pan and it goes, oh, yeah, that was what I felt like. When that water hit me, I was like sizzling. I was so hot. I mean, I was like feeling woozy. I was so hot. I don't do well with the heat. I laid on the beach. I just laid myself like there where the babies play, you know, where the babies play in the water. They're like sitting there in their little soggy diapers, like with about 10 pounds of sand in their pamper. And they're just playing la 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 la. Yeah, I laid right there with them babies like a beach well. Look at this. I was laid out. I was so hot. I was so hot. And that water felt so amazing. So then I thought, I'm going to get a little more in the water. I'm going to get a little more in the water. Before you know it, I was in the water. I'm terrified of the water. Terrified. I'm terrified of water. You guys know I have a lot of phobias, and water is one of them. But I was hallucinating. I was miserable. I was so hot. I was feeling sick at that point. I had drank so much water. I'm just not used to the heat, I guess. I don't know. But I was feeling sick. I was feeling woozy. I was starting to feel nauseated. Like I was just feeling not right. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to overheat. I need to go and get in the... But anyway, long story short, I got in the water. And I was out there playing with my daughter on her boogie board. And because I can't swim. I will drop like a rock. And so I'm floating on her thing. And the waves are just like I was floating in the water like a freaking chicken nugget, right? No thought of a shark. Not a care in the world about a jellyfish. I was just free floating like this. It felt so nice in the water. It was so good. Then a wave would take me in. And then I started feeling like, wow, I'm feeling extra cool. Like really extra cool. Now, mind you, I didn't go ready to get into the water. I just went to sit in the water. And not in the water, but to sit on the side and watch, right? So I look down and my big white granny panties, like those ones that you wear when it's that time of the month and they look like a freaking Depend pamper, like they go up underneath your boobs, that type of comfy panties, like a whole tribe can live in those panties. Yeah, I had those big panties on, my big girl panties, because I needed some full coverage, because I wasn't planning on nobody seeing my drawers. Okay, my shorts had came down and were around my ankles at this point. My big white pamper was just free flowing but nobody cared. There was people all around me. All this time that I was floating, my 10 asses was floating on top with my big white pamper. It looked probably like a small island just out there, like, well, you know, didn't even know that. And then on top of that, my shirt, when I looked like this, I could see like bulks, and I'm like, what is this? My whole shirt came up and it was resting on my shoulders, and my brassiere was just all out. I was like, oh my God, how long have I been floating around looking like this trollop? Yeah. Nobody cared. There was a woman there who was dressed in her hijab, or hijab, I think is what we call it. You know, she was completely covered and covered down to her wrists, a long dress on, her hijab on. I think I'm pronouncing that right. If I'm not, I'm so sorry. She had that on, and she was all in the water like, whoo-hoo. Like, I'm like, so she can get in the water with all them clothes on, I'm getting in the water with my shorts and t-shirt. That's my whole, and the fact that I was hallucinating. And so after all that fun and play, you know, I got out. And then that day, after we went back to the hotel, we got cleaned up, and we're going to eat dinner. We're waiting for our dinner to come. We were at the table waiting. My daughter sends me this article that says, on Saturday, this was Sunday that we were doing this. On Saturday, the day before, they had killed a huge hammerhead shark. The shark was, I think, like 5 feet long or something. I don't know. They were fishing in waist deep water, and they had killed a hammerhead shark, a big one. I'm like, holy hell. And it was right in the same area we were. here I was just hanging off a board, literally like a big juicy chicken nugget. You couldn't miss me with my big white panties on. You couldn't miss me. I'm like, Jesus. Yeah, after that I was like, we're not getting in the water anymore. No more. No more. I'll just have to hallucinate. Sorry, somebody was calling me. All right, so let's go on to the next. Now that I've told you that little story. This next one is on owls. So cute, right? Look at this. The one that we have in our backyard, it's white with pink. And I don't know because there are a few. There are a few there, those three. And then there's, the owls are so adorable. So I don't know. I don't know which one it is, but so cute. I told my husband we need to buy a an owl box. So this one on owls. I'm sorry, somebody else is calling me. Let's do this one. Let's just do it now. This one on snakes. This was all in our area. This one is very important also. So you know which snakes are in your area. Super, super, super important. I mean, I don't like snakes. I don't, but I don't think that you should kill a snake if it's not poisonous. You know, I don't think, because there's a lot of snakes out there that help kill poisonous snakes. You know, like rat snakes, the king rat snake king rat snakes kills the copperheads and the rattlesnakes that are out here. So it is important. And even if they didn't do any of that, even if I got my information completely wrong, I don't think you should kill any snakes unless they are poisonous and, you know, and could put you in danger. We do have a lot of places that we can call, that if you have a snake and you want it removed, you just call these people, and they come and they pick up the snake for free and they relocate it, you know. So also, like if it's like poisonous snakes like rattlesnakes, copperheads, or the coral snakes, because we also have coral snakes, and we also have water moccasins here. Like they use those, I guess, to make anti-venom. I'm not sure, because I know that they do collect them and then they release them. I don't know. Like, I don't know where you're gonna go. I don't know what they're gonna do with you, but you gotta get the hell up out of here. And that's why we keep those feral cats, because cats are very good for keeping snakes away. They spray, and of course the snakes can smell it, and they're like, we are not living here in Snake Village. Plus, you know, we have the goats in the back. They're not ours, but they're the farmers in the back. And the farmers told me that one of the reasons why they have goats is because it helps maintain all of their grass in their lands. And also the goats kill snakes. I'm like, I didn't know that. Can I get like 4 goats, please? Like, you know, my greatest fear is that Jay's going to be outside playing. You know, our yard is humongous. Not humongous. I mean, it's not like that big, but we do have an acre back there. And I say that because some of these farmers here, they have like, oh, we got 55 acres. Well, I got one. Just one. But, you know, we're right. There's a open ranch behind us that has acres and acres of just land. And so I do worry that some of those critters can come over to our place. We don't have anything that attracts snakes to our house. Like our neighbor on this side has chickens, and then over here they have like goats and chickens themselves. And of course, wherever there's chickens, there's going to be snakes, because they want to eat the chicken eggs. So they don't, you know, I found snake skin in our yard, but no, well, I have seen 3 snakes. One went over like by my foot like this, like hit my front of my shoe when it was going like this. I was walking through the yard and I was putting down snake poison because I was not going to pay our pest man. I think he won, I don't know how much money he won. I was like, this is ridiculous. we're not going to pay him to put snake poison down. I'll just go to Home Depot and I'll just buy the poison myself and I'll just go and lay it down. My husband was overseas. He's like, no, I don't think that's a good idea. I think we should let, you know, Jeff come and do it. And I'm like, we're already giving him enough money. And so I locked my 2 dogs. At the time I had Apache and Max, my 2 Rotties. And I said, boys, y'all have to stay over there because I don't want y'all eating this poison. And then, so they're watching me, right? And I'm just putting the stuff and they're just watching what I'm doing. And when my foot is right here, the snake came crawling and it crawled, I mean, it slithered so close. It hit the tip of my Croc. My husband laughs at my Crocs. They're like my house shoes. Bam. And it just kept going and went under the deck. Holy shit. Like diarrhea. I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. I started screaming. My dog started like jumping up and going crazy. And they were like banging against the fence, like barking, like Mama, let me out, let me out. Like they were banging on the fence. I was terrified. I ran up to the deck and I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, snake. And then I'm like calming myself down because my dogs were losing their mind because they were like, hell, something's happening to Mom. And they were like jumping. They were like, my dogs were 150 pounds and they were still puppies. They were like 3 months old. They were jumping against that fence. I'm like, oh shit, no. I said, it's okay, boys. I'm all right. I'm okay. Everything's good. So then I called Jeff, our pest man. I need you to come on over and go ahead and spray for these snakes. He starts laughing at me because I told him I'm going to do it myself. I went and let the dogs out. I'm like, oh God. I said, why would y'all let me do this? This was such a bad idea. They're looking at me like, you is crazy. So anyway, oh, look at that. Could you imagine coming outside and seeing that? Hell to the no. I hate snakes. And then we had 2 rat snakes in our front driveway. But I took a picture of it. I sent it to my pest man. I said, Jeff, do you need to come and get this? And he goes, no, that's a rat snake. He goes, don't worry. Don't worry, Miss Hunter. You don't have anything there that it wants. It's just going to keep on going to the next house. Oh, shit. Okay. All right. So, and then this one I got on Geology. This one is just, this one is kind of looks different than this one, but they sold it in the same area. And I got this because I thought this was super interesting for Jade. You know, learning about different, you know, we can use this in social studies. And this really talks about geology, the rock cycle, what are minerals, what are gemstones, what are fossils, what are rocks, how are they formed. In the back here, there are different types of rocks, the different, I might say different flavors, different types of rocks. This is just really interesting. And the last one, which I really like, is, oh, I have another one. What do I do with it? What do I do with it? Oh, what do I do with it? I think it's in my purse. I have another one that I just bought on mushrooms. Anyway, this one is on medicinal plants. Oh, okay. And this is the same thing. These are all the plants that are, not all the plants, but a good amount of the plants that grow in our area. And so this is something else to have that's really nice. And so like here, sunflowers, and they give you a description of it, the habitat of it, and the remedy of it. And so, yeah, this is really nice in the description. So you can always have this in your bag. So when you're out there hiking or doing a walk, you can look at different rocks. I did buy that one on mushrooms. I don't know what I did with it. I think this is it. Hold on. Boo. It's not. I think it's downstairs in my purse because that's where I put it when I bought it. I asked the guy, let me have it so I can put it in my purse so it doesn't get lost. Anyway, I thought it was this. This I'm going to put on my car. I bought a lot of these during Halloween from Spirit. This was $2.99. And it just says support witches. It's a magnet for your car. So the one that I had on my vehicle, it's already like all wore out. So time to put a new one. So when Spirit comes out, guys, go look to see if they have these. Like I said, I bought about, I don't know, I bought a handful of them because I was afraid, like, what if I don't find these anymore and this one's going to go bad? And I gave one to each of my children so they could have one to put on their cars. So anyway, all right, that's all I have to show y'all. Again, the one that I bought was on mushrooms, and it talked about, like, it just showed a bunch of different mushrooms, and it tells you if they're poisonous or if they're edible, because there's a lot of people who like to pick mushrooms and they don't know, can I eat this one or is it gonna kill me? Those are very important to know. I don't like mushrooms, so there's no chance of me ever doing that, but I think it's really important to have some knowledge on mushrooms since they grow everywhere, and you know, and also to warn your kids, don't pick this and just decide, oh, let me see what it tastes like, because you know, kids will do that. All right, guys, I hope you all like this video. As always, love you all and blessed be. Bye.